Cute concept. You know the drill. Pastel colors everywhere, pigtails, oversized sweaters, and choreography that involves making heart signs with your hands at least 47 times per song. This is the cute concept, and it's been a K-pop staple since forever. Think Twice's Cheer Up, Oh My Girl's Dun Dun Dance, or pretty much any early Lovelyz track. The whole vibe screams innocence, youth, and we're your adorable little sisters. But here's the thing. Cute doesn't mean simple. These songs are engineered to get stuck in your head. Catchy hooks, high-pitched vocals, and repetitive choruses that you'll be humming in the shower for weeks. The choreography looks easy and playful, but try doing aegyo while hitting every beat perfectly and keeping that smile glued to your face. It's exhausting. The cute concept works because it's safe, marketable, and appeals to a wide audience. Korea loves it, parents love it, brands love it. It's the concept that gets you on variety shows and commercial deals. But there's a catch. Stay cute too long and people start calling you one-dimensional. That's why so many groups eventually graduate from cute to something more mature. It's like a rite of passage. You start with twin tails and end with leather jackets. Some groups nail the cute concept so hard they become legends. A-Pink dominated it for years. G-Friend built their entire early career on it. And let's not forget how IVE brought a fresh Gen Z twist to cute with kitsch. Cute isn't dead. It just keeps evolving, adding more budget, better styling, and occasionally a rap verse that makes you go, wait, this is still a cute song, right? Girl crush. If cute concept is your friendly neighborhood sunshine, girl crush is the cool older sister who rides a motorcycle and doesn't text back. This is the concept that says, we don't need your approval. Confidence, power, attitude. It's all about being unapologetically bold. Think Blackpink's How You Like That, G-Idol's Tomboy, or aespa's Savage. Girl crush is all about the energy. The styling is sharp. Leather, chains, crop tops, bold makeup, and hair colors that would make your conservative aunt faint. The choreography isn't cute, it's aggressive. Strong, sharp movements, hip thrusts, hair flips, stares that could kill. The lyrics? Usually about being a boss, not needing a man, or just being too cool for everyone else. This concept blew up in the mid-2010s and hasn't slowed down since. Why? Because it's empowering. Fans, especially women, love seeing female idols who aren't trying to be sweet or soft. They're here to dominate. Girl crush gives idols permission to be fierce, sexy, and confident without catering to the male gaze, though let's be real, everyone's watching. But girl crush isn't just one flavor. Blackpink does luxury girl crush with high fashion and swagger. G-Idol does experimental, rebellious girl crush. Itzy does teen girl crush with motivational self-love anthems like Wannabe. And then, there's 2NE1, the OGs who practically invented the modern girl crush era with I Am the Best. They walked so Blackpink could run. The only downside, if you're not careful, girl crush can feel repetitive. How many times can you tell people you're a bad girl before it loses impact? That's why the best groups know when to switch it up or add a twist. Stay interesting or get replaced by the next girl group waiting in the wings. Elegant, classy concept. Not every girl group wants to punch you in the face with attitude or drown you in pastel cuteness. Some groups choose elegance, grace, sophistication. This is the concept that makes you sit up straight and fix your posture. Think Red Velvet's Feel My Rhythm, Viviz's Bop Bop, or classic A-Pink before they leaned full cute. Elegant concepts are all about refinement. The styling is polished. Flowing dresses, soft waves, neutral tones, delicate jewelry. The choreography is smooth, controlled, and often ballet-inspired. No aggressive hair flips here, just graceful arm movements and synchronized spins that look effortless but require insane core strength. Musically, elegant concepts lean into orchestral arrangements, string sections, and vocals that actually get to shine instead of being buried under heavy bass. It's the concept that says, we're not trying too hard, we're just naturally stunning. And honestly, when done right, it's mesmerizing. The challenge with elegant concepts is that they can come off as boring if not executed perfectly. You need strong vocalists, tight choreography, and styling that screams expensive. If any piece falls flat, the whole thing collapses into pretty but forgettable. Groups like Oh My Girl have mastered the dreamy, elegant vibe with tracks like Closer and Secret Garden. Red Velvet does elegant but with a quirky twist, and Viviz brought back a more mature, classy feel that a lot of newer groups skip. It's a concept that demands skill, poise, and confidence, but when it works, it's untouchable. Retro concept. The 80s called. They want their synthesizers back. But K-pop said, nah, we're keeping them. Retro concepts are having a massive moment, and honestly, they never really left. From disco beats to 90s R&B grooves, girl groups are raiding every decade and making it sound fresh. Think New Jeans' Hype Boy, Stacy's ASAP, or Brave Girl's iconic Rollin'. Retro doesn't mean outdated. It means nostalgic but modern. You get funky bass lines, synth-heavy production, and that analog warmth that digital-heavy tracks don't always capture. The styling pulls from past eras. Bell-bottoms, oversized blazers, chunky sneakers, old-school denim. But it's updated. You're not watching a time capsule. You're watching a time capsule with a budget. The choreography usually has that groove-based, body-wave, smooth footwork energy. Less sharp, more rhythmic. It's the kind of dance that makes you want to nod your head and vibe rather than scream and jump. And the music, videos? Vintage filters, VHS effects, retro sets that look like they were filmed in a roller rink or an old arcade. Why does retro work? Nostalgia sells. Older fans remember the original eras. Younger fans think it's cool and different, and the sound is just timeless. A funky bass line from 1978 still slaps in 2025. Stay Seed practically built their brand on this. New Jeans brought Y2K and 90s vibes back to mainstream K-pop. And Brave Girls? They went from disbandment to mega viral with a retro track that originally flopped in 2017. Timing is everything. The tricky part with retro is that trends cycle fast. What's cool today might feel overdone tomorrow, but if you nail it, you create something that feels both familiar and exciting, and that's a win. Dark or edgy concept. Some groups don't want to make you smile. They want to unsettle you. Welcome to the dark concept, where everything is moody, dramatic, and occasionally a little creepy. Think Dreamcatcher's entire discography, Red Velvet's Peekaboo, or Pixies' Addicted. Dark concepts thrive on atmosphere. The music is heavy, rock influences, trap beats, eerie sound effects, minor keys and vocals that range from haunting whispers to explosive belts. The styling is intense. Dark makeup, leather, chains, ripped clothing, and sets that look like abandoned buildings or gothic mansions. Music videos often tell stories involving horror, fantasy, or psychological drama. Dreamcatcher is the queen of this concept. They're basically the only girl group doing rock-influenced anime opening-style tracks consistently, and they've built a dedicated cult following because of it. No one else sounds like them. Red Velvet dabbles in dark with their Velvet side. Tracks like Peekaboo and Psycho show their range. And newer groups like Pixie are trying to carve out their own dark, edgy niche. The problem? Dark concepts are risky in K-pop. Korea's mainstream audience prefers bright, upbeat, or emotional music. Dark and heavy doesn't always chart well domestically, but internationally, fans love it. It's different, it's bold, and it stands out in a sea of bubblegum pop. If you're a group doing dark concepts, you need to commit. Half-hearted edgy is just cringe, but if you fully embrace the darkness, build a strong visual identity, and deliver solid music, you'll create a fan base that's ride or die. Because once people find a group doing something unique, they hold on tight. Fresh, youthful concept. Not quite cute, not quite girl crush. This is the in-between, the we're cool but also approachable vibe. Fresh concepts are bright, energetic, and radiate confidence without being too aggressive. Think New Jeans' Attention, Illit's Magnetic, or early ITZY before they leaned harder into Teen Crush. Fresh concepts are all about that effortless cool. The styling is casual but trendy. Sneakers, oversized shirts, baseball caps, denim, and minimal makeup that still looks polished. The choreography is dynamic, fun, and often incorporates everyday movements. Pointing, walking, casual gestures. It's less about perfect synchronization and more about natural charisma. Musically, fresh concepts blend pop, R&B, and hip-hop influences with catchy but not overly saccharine melodies. The vibe is, we're having fun and you should too. No pressure, no forced aegyo, just good music and good energy. New Jeans revolutionized the fresh concept by stripping away the overly polished, perfectly synchronized K-pop formula and replacing it with something that felt more organic and relatable. It worked. Suddenly, every new girl group debuting in 2023-2024 was trying to capture that same effortlessly cool energy. The challenge? Fresh can become bland if you don't have a strong identity. If you're just vibing, but there's nothing memorable about your music or styling, you'll get lost. Fresh works when it feels genuine, not manufactured. That's the sweet spot. Sexy concept. Let's address the elephant in the room. Sexy concepts exist, but they're controversial, heavily scrutinized, and honestly risky in modern K-pop. This isn't the early 2010s anymore when groups like Sister, AOA, and Nine Muses could release tracks like Alone, Miniskirt, or Gun without major backlash. Times have changed. Sexy concepts are characterized by provocative choreography, revealing outfits, sultry vocals, and lyrics with innuendo. The goal is to project sensuality and maturity. But here's the issue. K-pop has a huge international fan base now, and the conversation around objectification, age appropriateness, and the male gaze is louder than ever. Agencies are more cautious. Sexy concepts for newly debuted groups, especially minors, get instant criticism. Even adult idols face backlash if a concept feels too objectifying or uncomfortable. That's why you don't see as many overtly sexy concepts anymore. Instead, groups lean into mature or sophisticated without crossing into overtly sexual. That said, some groups still do it well. Brave Girls Rollin' had a sexy, mature vibe but felt empowering, not exploitative. Mamamoo has done sexy concepts with confidence and agency, making it clear they're in control. And soloists like Sunmi, Chungha, and Hyuna have mastered the art of sexy without feeling uncomfortable because they're adults choosing it for themselves. The key difference now? Agency. If an idol seems uncomfortable, if they're underage, or if the concept feels forced, fans will call it out. Sexy can work, but only when it's done with maturity, consent, and confidence. Otherwise, it's just controversy waiting to happen. Quirky or experimental concept. Some groups don't fit any mold. They're just weird, and that's their strength. Quirky concepts throw out the rulebook and do whatever they want. Think Orange Caramel's Catalina, Red Velvet's Rookie, or Billy's Gingamingi Yo. Quirky concepts are unpredictable. The music might be chaotic, blending multiple genres in one song. The styling could be bizarre. Mismatched patterns, unusual props, creative sets that look like fever dreams. The choreography might include strange movements that don't make sense but somehow work. And the music videos? Absolute fever dreams. You're not supposed to fully understand them. You're just supposed to vibe. Orange Caramel was the pioneer of quirky in K-pop. They dressed as sushi, detergent bottles, and sailors while delivering absolute bops. Red Velvet's Red Side is full of quirky, experimental tracks that mix sweet and strange. And Billy is bringing that experimental, lore-heavy, what is even happening energy to the current generation. Why does quirky work? Because it's memorable. In a saturated industry, being weird makes you stand out. Fans remember the group that dressed as vegetables or sang about being a Russian roulette. It's bold, it's risky, but when it lands, it's iconic. The downside? Not everyone gets it. Quirky concepts can alienate casual listeners who just want something easy to digest. But for fans who appreciate creativity and risk-taking, quirky groups become cult favorites. And sometimes that's enough. Every girl group picks a concept or several to define their identity. Some stick to one lane, others experiment and evolve. But whether they're cute, crushable, elegant, retro, dark, fresh, sexy, or just plain weird, each concept plays a role in shaping K-pop's diverse landscape. And honestly, that variety is what makes K-pop so addictive. There's a concept for everyone. You just have to find your vibe.